Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. The new patch came out today, and we've turned motion blur off, so that's nice. It didn't really bother me all that much, but you know, it's there when it's there, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna hop on the chocobos.
To fight.
No, we're not fighting. We're moving on. Want to come down over here. Alright, so there's, these two areas are blocked off. Alright. Fair enough.
Be safe. This one. Over here.
Alright, so we'll head over to this area here. Let me just check something here. Abilities. All right. Alright, it's the little village over here, little town. Oh.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her.
There's
that
Black
she might
Knights.
rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for us. So yeah, the thing I'm looking for is... Oh, that's right. I wanted to master this.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
What?
Welcome, stranger.
he probably has a. Let me break generation man by 6. I was thinking he probably has. Yeah, I was gonna say he probably has a music role.
Fare ye well?
Right. So. Talk to this guy.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
Pardon.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble.
Yeah,
There's
it's
been
us.
attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire
murdered one of those the
wants
other
answers, and
day.
what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
Probably. We're. I mean, we took out a.
Stones to think you could take on the
I don't think they're
Empire.
looking for us,
What with their
but
100 full legions?
we did take down Black
Hey,
Shield the
we're
other day.
1,000.
Alright, the other person's over here.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know,
Well,
but we need to find out.
yeah, why don't we just go ask them, shall we?
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that.
What do you want? We
I
couldn't
know.
help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing.
I'm sorry.
I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least
Well, that's a
ask why?
little rude. Sir, I've done
I
nothing.
don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in
This is
grave
my
danger.
costume that offends
The
you.
Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone.
You're all scared.
Some might call it submission. But if
That's
it
exactly
will
what it
spare
is.
my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit.
Dude, I am
This
gonna
village
fuck her up,
will
alright?
not become another East Pole.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to come face to face with that
Then we
bitch.
should be on our way.
I'll probably mention it every single part. Like, the idea of me beating the shit out of my mom. I know that sounds fucked up, but, you know, you get it.
These people live with a knife to their throats,
She deserves it. Shit, our father
in
killed.
the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
She fucked up my life.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Oh shit. Alright, we'll just make our way through here.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Yo, we got...
Ever since the auditory, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Oh. I'm trying to do an achievement real quick, if you don't mind. you guys could stop stealing my kills. I'm trying to do this achievement here, which is to there you go. Defeat 5 enemies in the air after using Deadly Embrace. I'm trying to do some of these power related attacks. Do I want to go down here or down the other way? We'll go down here. There it is. Now, another one that I would like to do, let's see here. There's like Land Gouge, Wicked Wheel, and Rook's Gambit in midair before landing, but I need to have one master to put it into another thing. Lure an enemy into striking a lightning rod? How do we get that? Oh, we don't even have like lightning rod. 3 times before it dissipates. Alright, we could... Oh, I can't change the abilities. Okay. Alright. Okay, there we go. We're good. I want to give this a try. I might change it out from the Thunderbolt. Alright, we'll, let's see here. We'll change that out for Lightning Rod. Well, maybe? Alright, well, we'll have to try that on another guy. Takes a while to recharge, too. What the hell is this? Alright, it's like a chest of some sort. Oh, we got some black shields here.
More of my mother's men.
There it is. I meant to pull them in first. There we go. Alright, we did that. I don't know if there's anything else I can do currently. I don't think so. Alright. Now that I've done that anyway, I kind of want to, like, refund that ability. I love that. I love that you can, like, refund anything, you know, and then you have to keep it if you don't want it. Speaking of which, is there any... There's 775. These are all like 1,000, except for this. Wicked Wheel. Increases hits. Yeah, I think we'll just kind of keep saving on what we have. It's probably for the best. Because I don't think I have any of the other... Any of the other powers currently. Alright, well. Die, bug. There's a chest here as well. Goblin coin. Oh, we got more of these guys. Okay. Down we go. Oh, hello. There's blood.
Clive.
Oh yeah, I noticed.
And
Jill,
still
thank you.
wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel.
Oh, for sure.
Why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night. And
Oh my
welcome
god.
lasting
Get your
dawn.
dumb speech out of the way. Let's go.
On these, our swords we swear.
I will fuck all of you up.
Say that again.
Please don't, actually. If you don't mind.
Show you a true sword present.
I'm gonna have to take out the, You lose! Where are the others? He's Batman now. Where are the others? Now we interrogate you, buddy.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you? We come bearing a message.
Oh, you're the bearers now.
Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordil. Guardians of the Flame.
I'm a little
Those
confused.
are Old Hill's gates.
Then
You
we
mean the
hurry.
people that we found in the city that we got ambushed over, or you mean like the What? Or like people captured from the old base? Ordeal. Ordeal. Oh, gotta push the gates open. Did they rip this place apart too? Kill everybody? Torgal's upset.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Oh. Oh. Good God. Alright. Wow.
This was my mother's doing.
Yeah, it was.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I think she has a deep harboring hatred for anyone that isn't some kind of pure-blooded, like,
I will
dominant.
Madness drives her, and I will end it.
That's why she hated Clive, because he wasn't the dominant, well, time anyway.
We should go.
Yes.
What a bitch, dude. What the fuck? And then this is where it connects back up to Sorrowwise. The, Riddick's jump.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Alright, well.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt
It's one
the
of those-
Empire would let us cross over to
One of those
Roosevelt.
bluebirds. Come on, there we go. I was specifically attacking the bluebird. Buick Bridge. Hmm.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush, no. You didn't hear nothing.
In honor of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. That's what it says on all sides. Yeah.
They tell us the curfew, but then refuse us passage. Right?
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
They're
All right.
Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, why are they all just living in tents out here? It's like they've all been kicked. It's like, were they from the town down there? No, they couldn't have been. All those old people are dead. Let's just cut down through here and Go down here and see if there's anything down here besides this devil crab. You know me, I like checking out all the areas. You know, even if it is a bunch of crabs we're killing. And there's a chest down here as well. Some black blood. Silken Strand. Well, this looks like a nice town to live in.
Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance.
I can't go in here yet. It's inaccessible.
Let's hope my uncle fared better.
We're not alone.
By the way, if you're paying attention, watch how many times I try to like repeat press an attack ability. That's fun, isn't it? You'll see me like pressing it over and over like that. Anything down here? No.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
And we have port is sold here. Oh boy.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy!
What are these people doing out here? Why are they being kept from going in?
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
More than enough
Fuck off.
Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it!
I have a better idea. Let's go kill them and let these people in.
We'll need to find another way in.
Yeah, I guess we're not looking for a fight, are we?
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
Oh, hell no.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus.
So we're going back to the town.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure.
I always say
The entire
town
place
or
looks
city.
abandoned.
I feel like a city
Do you
is
think it's
bigger.
safe?
This is like a large town, I think, or like a medium-sized town,
As long
maybe.
as it is abandoned.
And then a village is like, you know, much smaller. It's probably got like maybe 4 or 5 buildings.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Well, it's probably because we just killed them all, to be honest. Alright, so Lazarus District.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
See, this is more of like a town to me.
Not abandoned then.
Hello?
Oi! Visitors!
Alright, well, you have rusty swords. Come on. You really want to do this?
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Really? The Black Shields couldn't handle us. You think you guys can?
Or not.
They just got completely wrecked. They didn't stand a single chance at all. They, like, nothing.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
Is that Wade?
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
What? What are you... What are you doing? I thought you were dead.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
It's a little late now. I killed all of it. I killed everyone.
It really is you.
Slaughtered your whole band of merry men.
So wait.
Yeah, I thought he was dead. I thought he got engulfed in the fire. Oh, do like the Predator arm thing. Oh, okay, never mind. It's Jill. Remember her?
You can speak inside.
He's like, no, I don't even know who you are. He's like, I remember you, but who the fuck is this lady? Look, he's picking him up off the ground. Oh, he kicked our ass. He kicked our ass way harder than we ever been kicked before.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us. Though we didn't go far.
Clearly.
We banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though,
Drop my phone.
we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
Checking my
Cullings.
my time here.
We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Old Hill?
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
Foul! Foul work!
You mean my mother?
That bitch, man, I'll tell you.
Accent.
I know I've said it
Even though
50
what I
million
know about
times,
her.
but oof, I can't wait to punch her in the mouth.
Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
I said, when you
No
don't have a
offense,
mother
my
crystal, you
lord.
have no use for bears.
But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown.
She has another child.
As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
I'll kill that. Well, is he a baby?
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
Well, it's nice to know we do have an ally
This is the
still.
main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else.
The voice, the VO cut off like so
If I do
suddenly.
nothing,
Perhaps.
then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I always call it Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Celestia, Rosaria. I fuck it up. You know what?
Very well. If that is your
Sad
wish,
is-
I would be honored to serve at your side.
Thanks. I don't need another
It
party
is.
member, but thank you.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
Actually, you could replace Torgal, because
With
he's kind of
pleasure,
useless.
my lord.
Listen, I know everybody loves Torgal, but his attacks are kind of garbo. Until he levels up more,
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
And let's hope so.
because look at this shit. Look at this
It's a
shit.
good call.
Go over, is it attributes? Look, okay, so his stuff's been upgraded a little bit. Look, he needs to get up to here, alright? He needs these up to 3. Like, look, I know that, like, the pedigree's kind of growing up a little bit, but still, you know? I mean, it could go up a little bit more.
Master.
Because his attacks are still, you know, they're not the best. You know, maybe I haven't really noticed all that much, but he was virtually fucking useless. Jill, on the other hand, she just kind of stands around and maybe does stuff every once in a while, but she's actually effective.
You are
What do you have?
welcome to what little we have managed to salvage.
Crimson tassels, huh? Ooh. Desert rose. Despite its rose-like appearance, delicate sandstone formation found in the deserts of Dhalmekia has no rose, instead an inexplicable purity of nature, a reminder that humankind will never comprehend the world in which we live is also said to bring good luck. You know, I'm gonna buy 5 of those, because I don't
Will that be all?
have any. I'm interested in getting them.
It has been an honor.
Alright. Alright, Wade.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment.
What about Torgal? What's he
Sensing
gonna
an
do?
opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden.
Oh, hell yeah,
throughout the
we're gonna
surrounding
get him in the
hills.
rear?
This will allow us to wage
Hell
battle on
yeah.
the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black
Yes.
Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units.
I don't think they really do,
which we
because
can
I'm
use to our advantage.
I'm worth like 25 at
exactly?
least to those guys.
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. Huh. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
You old bastard.
So Wade,
Well, he's a young
the
bastard.
bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
Oh, all the
Now make ready for battle.
people we found.
As you command.
I find that like double grip thing kind of weird. Like it's just such a strange motion to make your hands. It's very like Wakanda Forever, just not with the crossed arms.
Grant them peace, putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
All right, enough talking. Let's just go fuck them up. Stop talking about it and just go do it. Oh, Clive lost me, but oh yeah, I get it. So does that mean that we have like, yeah? So Torgal's just gonna fucking chill. Oh no, Torgal's here. Okay, barks. Cute. Oh, Jill jumps for joy. I love that. Clive jumps for joy. Wait, jump for joy. There it is. All right, we're all here. We're all up in this. We have an extra hand now.
The blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Thank you. God damn, I gotta push this door open every fucking
How long
time.
have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Bunch of people here on the road.
Look at me sideways.
Excuse us.
Oh, no.
These are all the people that were at Buick Bridge.
There they are.
Oh yeah,
On
let's.
your command, my lord.
All right. Hey, all you fucks. Hey, look, there's somebody coming over here, my lord.
I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us
Yeah.
that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog,
A woman.
could guard aught against the might
Uh-oh.
of the Black
Jill?
Shields?
Jill,
Then
unleash your shit on this
die along
motherfucker.
with your flame.
Just because she's a woman? Wow, bro.
Forest area.
I mean, I get the dog thing, but
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we...
Bloody hell.
wow.
Reinforcements from the far bank.
I don't know why I did that. Son of a bitch. Alright, Wyvern.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say.
There we go. Very nice. Uh-oh, it's a Dragoon.
A noble stand,
Knight of the Lasting Guard.
albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There we go.
So wait.
Found her. There's no one left to keep them occupied.
We need to finish this.
We finish him. All yours, Torvald. Let's try. Get him.
Shit. There we go. Yeah, the dodge thing for me, like, I'm really bad with the dodge unless I use, like, the thing. There's a part of me that wants to put that back on.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again.
So then let's just go kill her.
I often
Let's just
wonder if the nation
break
we
into the
once knew is gone
place
for
and
good.
kill her ass.
Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Alright. So I didn't earn any of the experience things for that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that thing back on that gives slow down the dodge, because that thing, I love using that because it not only helps me like dodge better, but it also just allows me to use like the counters better as well.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning.
I'm gonna take off the
Lord
increase
Byron was
in
the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians.
blue experience or whatever the hell.
Had I known of this tunnel back
Ability
then,
points.
I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
Because I want the automatic Torgal thing on until we upgrade him
And
to the
appearances
maximum.
must be maintained. Were the Vice Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter.
I mean, we have the Phoenix powers, to be honest, so...
It's the mark of the Guardians.
Oh, now we have another brooch.
Will know where your loyalties lie.
We got another seal, except the burnt blade. See, I'm telling you, I wish that we were wearing these on ourselves.
You do.
Or
I don't want my men attacking you again.
You know, like on the
Unless you deserve it.
shoulder with where the cape
If only
goes.
Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Yeah, rip Sir Tyler.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Wakanda. Okay. Well. Meanwhile, Port Isolde. Lovely dock town, a lovely ocean town. Rossfield Manor.
How accommodating.
Oh look, he's
Do
got one of
you
those
really think they
panthers.
believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Oh god damn. He's got heavy steps.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Oh shit.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago.
Well, here I am.
And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Sorry?
You would mock me as well.
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
What the fuck, dude?
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
He blinked and then he's young again. I love that. Yeah, it was something we did when we were younger.
The infectious flax wench? Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell.
Oh,
Might see thy
he's so happy. He's crying. Here I am, Uncle. Alive.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy. It's really you.
Aww. Our uncle.
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
Do you remember Jill, Uncle? Did they ever never meet? I don't know.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Who knows?
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests.
Whip up the full service.
Uncle.
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
Yeah, we can at least have a meal. You know, I would not refuse a meal.
See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Break out the good china. The expensive ones. Rutherford?
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone.
Oh, she was gone a long time ago. She's been a monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
Rip, Dad. Rip.
All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived.
Exactly.
And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
Am I a terrible liar?
Untrue.
Oh, Jill's thrown me under the boat. We don't have buses.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid.
Oh, we just took up the mantle.
Good boy. Now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
Rutherford, get the chains and whips.
This will be fun.
We have prisoners to take. Alright, well. Now we're getting a boat? Question mark?
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could.
God damn. You see in that scene?
And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's.
Don't worry, we're gonna Ultron you. We're gonna Ultron you up. You will have no strings.
And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And that is why we're gonna deal with it. I got you.
And when you do,
be right
standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Be right there.
Thank you, Clive.
You're welcome.
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
You know what I love about Jill is that she's such an ordinary-looking person. She doesn't have all of this like. She doesn't have all this like like, I mean, you see a lot of like characters in Final Fantasy, right? That like women in Final Fantasy that have these like extravagant clothes and extravagant looks. You know, like she very much gives me like she very much like she gives me that like ordinary girl kind of vibe. Kind of like what's her face? God, I just like can't remember her name for a minute. The girl from Aerith. Yeah, I'm like trying to like remember her name. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that like she very much has like that. She doesn't have an extravagant like look to her. She doesn't have like even extravagance to her. Like even Aerith, you know, like she does all this magic and she's kind of like this, you know, like she kind of has an extravagance to her. Sure, she's kind of simple, but like it's kind of the same vibe, right? Where she doesn't really have this extravagance to her, and she just very much is plain and just like, I don't want to say boring because that sounds rude, but it's kind of the truth. She's kind of this boring character, but in a good sense, in the sense that like she very much is reserved and like she very much just like she carries a lot of things with her that she doesn't really want to express, and she just kind of goes along with, I wouldn't say goes along with things, but she goes along with Clive because she believes in him and she trusts him, but she doesn't have this extravagance to her. Like when you looked at Benedicta, like Benedicta's kind of one of those characters, even though she's a villain, it's kind of that's what I'm talking about. Like characters like Benedicta that are this extravagant, very like sexual, or very much like this sexual looking kind of character, whereas Jill, she very much has that almost like Aerith kind of vibe where she's just very much a mellow, plain character that isn't like a sexualized character, or, you know, whatever. I just think that she's really well done, where she doesn't say a lot, but then you have this conversation like you just had with her there, and you're really like, I'm rooting for this bitch because like I want her to not feel bad. She has like this depression side to her, and it's really sad. You know, she doesn't deserve to feel so bad, and that's what I really like about her. I think she's, you know, I like Clive. Like I really do like the two of them, you know, for separate reasons, but I love Jill's just like plainness.
Knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom, but Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
She's very much reserved. She stares off in the distance like she is right now.
One way or another.
You know, and like look at the way she's dressed. She has like this, she just has this like great like blue and white and silver, like I love the color combination. It goes with the hair. You know, it's just she's a great fucking character. I love it. She's just fantastic. Oh, Blacksmith's Blues. All right, well before we do that, let's go over here. I'm gonna deal with this side quest.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valistia, a culinary...
Valistia, that's how it's pronounced. I call it Ballistia.
I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Sure. Why the fuck not?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine. I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, It's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Alright. Prioritize that. You may want to actually go speak with Tome, speaking of which, turn in some information. You know what else I like? Now I'm on the Jill kick. I really want people to understand that, like, when I say, like, I feel like maybe boring is the wrong word, but I feel like that's all that came to mind. And I don't mean it in any disrespectful way, and I don't mean it in a bad way at all.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive?
Like,
I have a few new.
The other thing I like about Jill is that she just doesn't use her powers for, like, I don't want to say evil, but, like,
If
she
you
just
have a question for me,
she has no use to turn into her dominant. She just kind of is like, yeah, you know, I did it, and I don't like doing it, so she's just a great character overall. And I feel like I feel like it's just going to get better and better. You know what I mean? I feel like she's gonna become a better character, and especially whenever she faces her past. I feel like that whole thing is gonna be really good. Alright. A flame none brighter. My Lord Marquis, I ask once again for you to forgive my men for your welcome back at the Lazarus, but certainly you can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. In the short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be what the fuck is... What is that? What is that word? Whatever. Man, I followed into Stillwind those many years ago. A true bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night were still with us, see how bright your flame now burns. To you and your cause, I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and I'm proud to stand alongside you once again, Wade. I love how there's always a signature, and you get to see how their signature looks. Like, look at Jill's signature. It's like a feather. It's cool. All quiet in the Dominion. The Dalmex and the Imperials are at a standoff. They snarl at each other, fangs bared like slum curs, but neither wants to make the first move. It's almost if they both realize that what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they've stepped in. If I were a man to lay wager, I'd put my copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. I should keep you prized, Gav. Got it. Let's speak with Vivian.
I could have sworn we had a few more.
That's not what I'm gonna do.
How did we never hear?
Is there nothing else here? No. Alright.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Alright, so 135, we get a music sheet. Clerk's Medallion, Direwolf Jess.
Come again. I may have more for you.
How are you
Gaunt.
doing? Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
Right.
There are new billets being posted. Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. That normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
I guess.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Alright, I think maybe we'll do this first. We get something out of this, so.
That monster's taken quite a liking.
And what can I do for you?
Don't think she had anything new. She has those. Yeah, I'm gonna sell
I'm
this.
thankful you got that much.
Sludge damage by 5%.
I reckon I can
Good on
find a
that.
buyer.
Alright, we need to... Oh, sell all valuables? You know what? I'm so pissed I didn't see that before. Cool. That's what I was hoping for, so...
You're rubbing me
Let's buy a
blind,
couple of
you know.
those. What do you mean? I'm buying from you.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Hi, Blackthorn.
1st August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit?
Stick his nose in your
What's
business.
so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy?
I'll go get it.
Got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going.
I'll go get it for you.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes,
He
let's
said
go.
he should have bought that cuirass.
Yeah, let's get it.
Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
That monster's taken quite a...
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe... Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
Alright.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that,
of course.
I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea.
We haven't seen a griffin.
Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Alright, use the hunt board to locate the griffin.
Typical nobles.
How did we never hear about these guardians of the...
Hey, Nectar, I'm looking for a griffin, buddy. You seen it? Did you say you were hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kupo? Then, do I have the billet for you? An especially horrible one the locals call Gosmere. Damn. Passing along the trail from Lost Wing to Care Norvent, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks and heard a cry so terrible he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Daw's Mare, a beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. 8,500 bucks and 20 renown. So is that the where did it say? It said, I thought it said West Gate. Norvent West Gate. I mean, yeah, I've asked about it. Okay. Fuck. See, it's like Care Norvent Rivergate. I might have to look this up. Oh, so it's like, so it is this one. Okay.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
The question is, who the fuck is this thing? Oh, he's up here. Well, it's the first time we've seen a griffin. Gosmer. And I didn't equip the jewelry thing. Oh God. There we go. Fucking done! And we leveled up. Nice. Scarletite. One of the hardest metals known to man, so that is highly sought after by those with the means to pay its exorbitant asking price. Price determined not by its rarity, but rather due to the fact that a forge must employ no fewer than 5 healthy bearers to produce flames hot enough to melt the ore, which time it takes upon the deep scarlet hue from which it takes its name.
Is something there, boy?
Probably the guy.
Could that be our man?
Probably before I do anything. Blade and brushes. Right. Yeah, I mean, this I like, but I want to put the other one back on.
You all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Tell him the whole story.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
Wonder what he'll make with that leather. We're getting something out of this.
Sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Alright, well, before we do that, we're going to go to Martha's Rest. And we're going to talk to whoever about this recipe stuff. Might as well get these both out of the way. The butcher.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Flesher?
Ah, well. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up. Hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. When there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
They're down the elevator.
Say they do. 3 Reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Let's see. Okay, well, we're gonna have to probably ride on the chocobo.
Stay sharp.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
Shut up.
Let's go.
Alright, well, here they are.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
All yours, Torgal! Go, Torgal! Over here! Now, Torgal! Go, Torgal!
I mean, they were already purple to begin with. How do they turn a purple when they're boiled? They're already purple. Unwanted violet. Tells a certain species of scorpion are prized as a delicacy. Trace amounts of poison remaining in their flesh, lending them a certain piquancy. The common marsh scorpion, however, not only lacks a stinger, but subsists on the diet of mudworms and bog moths, leading to its flesh altogether more troubling tang. Sounds...
Get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
Disgusting, to be honest. It sounds fucking awful.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
Yeah. Here they are.
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
Ugh.
I present Chance's stew, risen once again from
I
the
would
ashes
not
of
eat that.
obscurity.
0 out of 10.
Grab a spoon, Sid.
Would not,
Let's
no.
eat while it's hot.
No.
I'm
no, thank you.
not hungry.
Yeah, no.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
He's gonna hate it too. Watch. Yep.
Odin's teeth. What, the salt on the senses is like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise
Oh god.
complex, meaty notes.
He actually likes it.
It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid.
Alright.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I
Please
want
don't.
to rest into the steaming bowl of Chance's stew
Oh, please don't.
before everyone in the hideaway.
No, please don't
a
do that.
single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
Please don't do that. Let's not say we did. Well, we get the badge of metal, increases defense. I'm gonna get rid of that for sure. Alright, now we gotta deal with the blacksmith.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
And with a bit of luck...
Yeah, you're
How'd
just
it
talking
go,
about me.
Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this. Along with his regards.
Supply just the artisan Camille's exacting standard. It says nary a trace of the barnyard musk of lesser leather, is said, smelling faintly of rose hips.
You're joking.
No.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it.
I don't know what that means.
Times two. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
You're damn right it did.
Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Alright, well, what is it for?
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted. I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Yeah, but what did we get out of this? Telling us to craft a belt fit for a hero. Drakeslayer's belt. Okay. Alright. Can I use it? The design draft of Drakeslayer's belt. Design drafts unlock new crafting options. The Black Hammer. Visit Blackthorn and highlight details on material requirements.
Clive.
Okay.
So, will it be?
Of course, I need Electrum.
How am I meant to do that then?
Drakeslayer's bracelets. So this mass. And Electrum. Which apparently you can only get from like a beast of some kind.
That it?
Okay, so that gave me fucking like nothing then, right? That's pretty much what it was. You know, I was under the impression that those were supposed to be like quests that like gave me good stuff. And it's just leading me to doing more fucking work. Which, by the way, these creatures aren't on the board, so...
How did we never hear about these guardians of...
That's fucking useless to me.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
I did all that work for actually literally nothing. I literally did all that for nothing.
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
It used to be I'd step into a tavern only to find myself overwhelmed with the quest to sing Dion the Bold or the Chorial of the Serving Girl. But now all anyone wants to hear is of Sid the Outlaw. You made me a very rich man, my friend. Merry Mummer.
Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
So yeah, there's nothing new about the board. So those two things that I'm supposed to kill, they're not here. So yeah, I did all that for nothing. Kind of pisses me off.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
It's gonna be another... Oh, hell yeah.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in northern
So they're really just a big cult.
Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the northern territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
Yeah, so if you remember at the beginning of the game, we talked about how we didn't have a crystal anymore,
The Mother
and that's
Crystal
why.
is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and
And
their
our family
gateway
fought
to the
over it
continent,
with those
making
pieces of shit.
Justinus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath.
Yeah.
Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
Yeah, we're gonna decimate these pieces
My
of
only
shit.
aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal.
Yeah, but doing so destroys their entire way of life.
Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Here for another of my lectures?
Well, I
I
was
have the
just gonna...
details here. Thus ends today's lesson.
Yeah, it'll destroy their entire way of life. They're just a cult, pretty much. Like that's really the description of them. They're just a cult that worships this goddamn thing, and anybody who tries to use it for any other means besides worship is a sinner.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, when you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's Breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him.
Hell yeah.
It's what I need to do to put the past behind me. What I need to move forward.
And I know that I can do it. If you're there beside me.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring down the Mother Crystal together. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Yeah, I have a feeling once we destroy this Mother Crystal, we're gonna meet up with our old what's-his-face Ultima, excuse me. And he's gonna have some words for us. Boiling Sea. Quietly sailing through the waters. Is this the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean?
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Hmm.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
All right.
Piece of Clive's shoulder right there is kind of just like, you see it kind of glitching there, right there in the bottom right, the bottom left-hand corner. It's kind of like spasming a little bit. It's kind of silly. Like I said, if there's one thing this game impresses me with is that it runs really well, and there's really no bugs at all. I don't think I've seen. Oh well, I mean, besides maybe some of the weird glitchiness of some things, but god damn, look at that! It's like it just runs so damn smooth. Drake's Breath. Yeah, this crystal's pretty scary looking. It's like it came out of the sky at an angle and just like stabbed into the earth.
Sharp rocks and ether floods. Let's not forget them.
Oh, I forgot about the ether floods. Thanks for reminding me.
Natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go.
Fire and ice.
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
Alright, I think I'm going to pause it there because I feel like this next part's going to be kind of like, there's going to be a lot of epic stuff happening, kind of like we did when we traveled to the last place. So I know that usually I cut off the 2-hour mark. It's like an hour 50. But I want to kind of cut it off here just so that we can kind of do this whole thing for the next part. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.